Namaste. I would like to warmly welcome you to Niva Online Academy. Niva Online Academy provides you basic to intermediate English lessons, grammar lessons, and writing lessons. We conduct online tests and we provide instant feedbacks to the students who are interested to appear on our tests. Please mention your email address in the comment below so that we can take your online tests. We are in the article lesson. Today is day 2 for the article. Yesterday we talked about the use of a and an article. Today we will be dealing with the another article, definite article, the. We are going to learn about the definite article the today. If you are interested to take notes, you can take a screenshot, you can write in your copy also, and you can keep it safe for future use. The first rule is here: the is used before superlative forms of adjectives. The is used before superlative forms of adjectives, means superlative degrees of the adjectives. Example you can see here, best here, and then worst. In the same way, most beautiful. These all are superlative degrees of adjectives. You can add some more also: most expensive, you know that, cleverest, tallest, smallest. These are superlative degrees of adjectives, and before superlative form of adjective we use the article: the best, the worst, the most beautiful. Okay, the next rule is the is used before the musical instruments. Before musical instruments also we use the article. Madal is musical instrument, guitar, harmonium. These are the musical instruments. You can add more also: madal, guitar, harmonium, tabla, keyboard. You can add more and more. Before all the musical instruments we have to use the article. Third rule is here. All right, the is used before daily publishing newspapers. Here you have to remember daily publishing newspapers. That means the newspapers which are published on a daily basis. We do not have to use the article before the magazines which are not regularly published, which are not daily published. So in the context of Nepal, the Kantipur, which is daily publishing newspaper, the Times, the Kathmandu Post. These are the daily publishing newspapers. You can remember other daily publishing newspapers also. You can use the before them. Okay, and let's go to the next page now. Next rule says here the is used before parts of the days. Here in the bracket you can see some, not all parts of the days. So in the morning, before morning we use the. In the afternoon we use the before afternoon. In the evening we use the before in the evening also, but we do not use the before NIGST night, and we do not use the before noon also. Okay, we don't use before night and noon, but we use before morning, afternoon, and evening. Next rule says the is used before scientific inventions. Scientific inventions. You can name the radio, the computer, the rocket. You can add more. You can add more also: the mobile, blah blah blah. So many scientific inventions are there. You can use the article before scientific inventions. All right, let's go to the next rule. In the next rule says the is used before religiously important books. Here S is missing. The is used before religiously important books. Example: the Gita, Hindus' religious book; the Bible, the Christian people's religious book; the Mahabharata, famous Hindu religious epic. In the same way, Quran, it is the religious book for the Muslims. So before the religiously important books, we use the article. Next rule now, the is used before most important organs of our body. Most important organs here means the organs in the absence of which we cannot survive. Okay, most important here means the organs in the absence of which we cannot survive. For example, heart is very vital and very important organ of our body, in the absence of which we cannot survive even a second. So the heart, in the same way the brain, the kidneys and the liver. You can also name the blood. These are very important organs of our body, in the absence of which we cannot survive. Let's go to the next rule. The is used before important meals and parties. We do not use the before general meals and foods. We use the before very important meals and parties. For example, the birthday party, it is the special party, and the Christmas party, it is special party. The marriage dinner, this is also special party. Before important meals and parties, we use the article. Okay, let's go to the next rule. Here it says the is used before directions and poles also. You can say poles also, not only directions, directions and poles we have to remember. So for example, the east, this is direction, the west, the south, the north. In poles you can add the south pole, the south pole, the north pole, you can add that. Okay, the is used before directions and poles, remember that. The east, the west, the south, the north, the south pole, the north pole. The is used before only one thing in the universe. Only one thing. Let's remove it. Only one thing in the universe. The earth, the sun, the sky, the atmosphere, etc. Again, the earth, the sun, the sky, the atmosphere, the Jupiter, etc. Next rule says here, the is used before famous man-made constructions. Famous man-made constructions which are made by human beings and which are famous. For example, the Great Wall of China, man-made famous construction, the Taj Mahal and the Dharahara in Nepal. These are the famous man-made constructions, and before them we use. Next rule here says the is used before famous mountains, lakes, rivers, temples, oceans, deserts, ships, etc. Famous mountains, lakes, rivers, temples, oceans, deserts, ships, etc. The Everest, famous mountain, the Rara, famous lake in Nepal, the Pasupatinath, the famous temple in Nepal, the Atlantic Ocean, famous ocean in the world, the Sahara, famous desert in the world, the Titanic, the famous ship. Remember, the is used before famous mountains, lakes, rivers, temples, oceans, deserts, ships, etc. Okay, let's go to the next rule. Here is the rule. The is used before a noun that has been made definite by further explanation. Before a noun that has been made definite with the help of explanation. Here, let's see here in the example. The book. Book is a noun. Okay. So on the table makes it definite. This is the explanation. This makes it definite. Explanation. This makes this book definite. So we write the book because it has been made definite with the explanation. In the same way, man in the coat. This in the coat makes it definite. That's why the man in the coat. Next, the girl in the sari. This girl has been made definite by this explanation. That's why we use the article before the girl here. If a noun is made definite by further explanation, we use the article. In the same way, let's go to the next rule. The is used before a repeated noun or repeated noun. That means if the noun is repeated, if the same noun is repeated for the second time or third time or fourth time, we use the article. If it is mentioned only one time, we do not use the article before that. You can see in the example, I saw a boy. The boy has been mentioned here for the first time. And in the next sentence, the boy. The boy is repeated here. That's why the boy was weeping. The boy was weeping because it has been repeated for the second time. In the same way, see the next example here. They carried a puppy. Puppy is written only one time. It has been mentioned one time, and puppy is mentioned here second time. That's why we use the article, because it has been repeated. So before repeated noun, we use the article. Okay, now let's go to the next rule. Okay, the article is used before the posts or positions. Posts or positions, not before the persons. Posts and positions. The principal, for example, the manager, the director. These are the post. Director is the post, manager is the post, principal also is a position. That's why before post and positions we use the article. Okay, you I think you are taking your notes properly. The is used before some plural countries. There are some countries only before which we use the article. Okay, you can you know that you have to memorize them. For example, USA, United States of America, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, USSR, the Netherlands. Okay, these are the plural countries, and before them we use the article. The USA, the UK, the UAE, the USSR, the Netherlands. Okay, these are the only countries before which we use the article because they are the plural. And now next rule is there. The is used before ordinal numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the cardinal numbers, and before them we don't use the article. But first, second, third, next, last, fourth, fifth. These are called ordinal numbers. Okay, before ordinal numbers we use the article. Example, you can see the first, the second, the next, the last, etc. Okay, okay, let's go to the next rule here. The is used to refer. The is used to refer. Here two is missing. The is used to refer nationalities, religious groups, and specific race. I'm telling you, nationality, religious group, specific race, not nation, not religion. Religious groups, I'm trying to tell you, specific race. For example, the Indians, this is the nationality. The Hindus, group of the Hindus. The black, group of the black people. Guru, the Gurungs, group of the Gurungs. So the Indians, the Hindus, the black, the Gurungs. Next rule here says the is used before specific or important periods in the history. Specific or important periods in the history. Example, the Stone Age. This is the important period in the history. The Rana's rule and the modern age. These are the special and important periods in the history of earth or history of our country also, you can say. When we talk about Rana's rule, and Rana's rule, it is about the Nepal, certain period in the history in the Nepal. Okay, the next rule is here. The is used before a singular noun that represents whole class. Okay, whole class. Here we should help the poor. Here I am not talking about one single particular poor person. I am talking about whole class of the poor people. If a noun represents whole class of the whole class of that, we use the article. The cow is peaceful animal. Full stop is missing here. The cow is peaceful animal. When a noun represents whole class, we have to use the article before the nouns that represent whole class. Okay, this much for today. Today we tried to cover the use of the article in the lesson. Tomorrow we will be talking about omission of the article, or tomorrow we will talk where we should not use the article. This much for today. Keep learning, be energetic, and have a nice day. Thank you.